What you doing?
Ran out of space on my phone, so I'm deleting some stuff. Bye, singing dog. Bye, goal.
I pronounce you.
Bye, wedding ceremony.
Stop. At Metro PCS, you get 2 free phones with twice as much memory.
Really?
Don't say bye to your memories. Switch to Metro PCS and get 2 free LG K20 Plus phones with 32 gigs when you switch 2 lines. Metro PCS. Wireless. Figure it out. Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included in phone price. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hey kids, it's Friday and it's 10 a.m. my time, 11 o'clock New York time, and I'm thinking to myself, am I even awake for this? Of course I am, because Kelly Fitzpatrick is going to be on the show, and I'm so excited I can't stand it. I don't think she realizes how nervous I am to talk to her, because she's like a really big deal in New York City. Very, very excited to talk about this today. Fitzpatrick Academy of Irish Dance is the name of the place that she has founded. It's only been an establishment for a short period of time, actually 2010, so that was maybe 6 years. Really excited to talk about and learn about a bunch of these different things. I myself have children, and I've always been fascinated with some of the different components that go along with the dancing in this particular realm. So instead of letting it go, let's be Kelly on the line and start our interview. Kelly Fitzpatrick. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me, Kelly?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, you scared me for a minute. I had a heart attack. I'm already nervous because you scare me. And then you didn't say anything, and I'm like, oh, my God, she's not on the line. Are you here?
Hi, how are you? Thanks for having me on.
I'm really nervous because you're a big deal, apparently. Did you know that? You're a totally big deal. You're a celebrity because you're on my show. Everybody's a celebrity on my show.
Well, now you're making me nervous.
Oh, cut it out. Are you serious? You could do this with your eyes shut. Look what you do every day. Give me a break. No, everyone that comes on my show, it's called Sin Celebrity Chats because everyone's a celebrity. And by that I mean if you are inspiring, entertaining, motivating, or educating someone, in my eyes, you're a celebrity. So you clearly qualify, obviously, based upon the caveat that you own this lovely establishment, the Academy of Irish Dance. So many things that I want to talk to you about. But first off, I want to talk about you a little bit because oftentimes people don't discuss who the person is behind the mastery, behind the business, etc. So I know that you started dance at a very young age of 3, but talk to me a little bit about, obviously, I'm assuming that you're of Irish descent, clearly, because you're a Fitzpatrick. Mm-hmm. What the school means to you, meaning from young on, was this something that you got enrolled in, your parents pushed you and said, hey, let's get you into Irish dance, let's teach you the fundamentals to kind of push you to the point where you are now? So talk to me a little bit about you as a youngin'.
Well, yes, I'm of Irish descent. My grandparents are from Ireland. And my mom actually did it as a kid. And she loved it. And she thought, hey, let me enroll my girls in it. And we got the bug very early on, taking the classes and doing the competitions. And before you know it, it's your entire life. And then I made a career out of it.
And look at that. Well, and the thing that I find interesting, too, is, like, when you're little and you're learning all this stuff, like, do you ever go to those parades? I'm sure you went to the parades when you were little, and you see all the ones, you know, they're in this St. Patrick's Day parade or regular parade, and they've always got the Irish dancers, and their hair is always so pretty, and they have the cutest little outfits. Did you look at those girls when you were young, and you're like, I totally want to be that when I grow up? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, of course, of course. There's nothing like seeing the intricacies of the designs of the dresses and the hair and
sure.
just how pretty and yet different they look. And you're like, I want to be like that, you know, in your simple blouse and skirt.
Oh, my gosh, look at that. And there's nothing simple about you. I've read your Facebook page, just so you know. I creeped on you, so you're going to hear some interesting things. She's a doll, I'm telling you. There's things about you I've discovered, and they're cutesy things. Now, because, of course, you are Irish. I'm Scottish, actually, so I'm not quite Irish, but I know that you've probably gone back and have you visited I know that you took a trip not so long ago, actually, and I was curious to ask about that. And talk to me a little bit about that, because in case some of you folks obviously wouldn't know this, you went to Dublin, Ireland, just in August, as a matter of fact, and I assume was it to see family or otherwise? And tell us what that's like, because I've never been there, so I'm totally jazzed about this.
Well, one of the most amazing things about Irish dancing is that it affords you the opportunity to make friends all over the world. And one of my best friends got married in Ireland, and I met her through Irish dancing. So, so I was a bridesmaid in her wedding. And she got married in Ireland, and then I was actually up north in Belfast visiting more friends from Irish dancing. So the nicest thing is that you make these lifelong friendships, and you have places to squat when you go there.
Oh, my God. Okay, whatever that means, because I have no idea. Kind of weird that is. You want to explain that one?
Meaning you don't have to worry about booking a hotel because you have people who live there already.
Oh, my gosh, look at that. How amazing. And is it like a completely different world? Because I envision that, like when you go to the other side or another country or whatever, their way of living, obviously their accent, some of the things they do. Is it really that diversely different from, let's say, New York City?
You mean in terms of people or?
Well, just the culture in general. To some of us that have never been there, we always envision different countries. Like somebody will tell me that they went to Australia and they're like, it's like going to a whole other universe. You know what I mean? Culture, food, the whole 9 yards. Is it comparative to the state, let's say New York City, because I know you're a resident of New York City. What's unique and different about it, let's say, if we were to walk into Ireland today? Yeah.
Well, there are certain parts that are more city-like, so you feel a bit more at home because it's a bit more fast-paced and there's traffic lights and things like that. And then when you go to the countryside, you'll just be driving from house to house or place to place, and there's just, there's cows just roaming about, and
there's cows.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I recommended cow tipping. Nobody was for it.
Sure.
But it's definitely, the countryside is a slower way of life, but it's so beautiful there, and it's such an experience, and it's so nice to go back, and
I imagine
it's really, really nice.
Oh, that's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Now, as I began this conversation when we first started, I told the folks that you had founded the Academy in 2010. So prior to that, talk to me a little bit about your background. Did you do things non-dance relative? Where does your background come from? Sales, marketing, anything that might have prepped you for this, or was this just kind of a walking in blindedly based on you have the dance component, but maybe not some of the other things? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I went to school for business and communications. So I had that, and I had some interning and part-time work under my belt. And then I just figured, let's jump in feet first and try some classes. And then before you knew it, it started to expand more and more. And now we're at 2 locations in Queens.
Right.
And it's just a lot of fun and a lot of work, but I wouldn't have it any other way. So.
Oh, no kidding, obviously. And, one of the things that I find so interesting is sometimes, like, I talk to people on my show that literally have started a business and they knew nothing of it. You know what I mean? Like, they never did this, and all of a sudden, boom, here you go. And sometimes the most successful ventures are when you just kind of wake up and you're like, this is what I want to do. Let's give it a shot. Let's see how it goes. And that gets me excited. I really, really like it, actually. You're 29 years old. I have to tell the folks that because I did my math here. You're a youngin'. I was impressed. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. No, honestly, and and I'm not saying that just because, oh my gosh, she's so young. Obviously, I know you carry a BA in Communications from Adelphi University. You're a member of the National Communications Society. I know that. Does that degree, meaning in communications, does that help assist you in terms of being a better business person?
Absolutely.
Do you utilize that education? Okay, and talk to the folks a little bit in house, though, because one of the things I've been big on lately, and I'm not going to lie to you, I mean, I went to college, I never finished. That's not a bragging thing. I mean, I think I've done okay, but I think education, I don't think people realize education can sometimes be the core element nowadays to getting and solidifying employment or solidifying a business. You know what I'm saying? So talk a little bit about how that's kind of helped to shape you a little bit better and help you succeed more.
Well, I have to say, just being a communications major and studying it and learning from interning and whatnot, you need to communicate every day when you're running a business, and you utilize those skills every single day, whether it's the smallest thing, sending an email, to sending, just getting information out there through social media and trying to communicate your message. And of course, it spills over when you're advertising a business and how well you can, just promote yourself and what you're trying to say. And there are so many times when you're weighing your options, when you're making a business decision, when you do go back to maybe that day in class and you remember the professor on and on about something that doesn't matter in the moment, but now you're like, whoa, that totally makes sense now. And it's kind of a cool thing and a very cyclical thing for it to come back at you in that way.
Sure.
So it was very, very informative in growing a business and running a business from day to day.
Oh, I imagine. So, well, plus you're in New York City, and obviously I go back and forth between there. So one thing that intrigued me was to ask this. Competition speaking, you know what I mean? Because obviously, I'm going to guess you're not the only Irish school that is out there or the only one that's offering classes, etc. And New York is full of, and ripe with the arts and culture. It's one of the reasons that I want to live there, you know, because it's just fraught with all of those sorts of things. So tell me, in a world such as that, I mean, tell me how you stand out a little bit. Talk to us a little bit about what makes your academy and some of the services and things that you do unique and different than the average, and I don't want to say average to minimize, but obviously there's more than one of you in New York. So what makes you specialized and different?
Well, yes, there is a lot of Irish dancing schools in New York. It's actually huge in the tri-state area. I think what makes us different is where we are in New York. We're a school that's really, really, you know, as focused as we are on promoting the culture and proper techniques of Irish dance, we're also building a strong competitive program. And there aren't a lot of those in Queens and near, like, the Manhattan area. There are, but there's not as much. There's tons of Irish dancing schools that are very competitive, say, in Long Island or a little more upstate or in Yonkers. But I would say maybe that's what makes us stand out in that sense. And, yeah.
Well, and let's not forget the owner. Hello. I would think you're pretty standardized and specialized, and there's only one of you. And that's a good thing. And the reason I'm not going to lie to you, let me tell you why, folks, and listen to this very carefully. Obviously, you have competed yourself. Obviously, of course, you're a medal winner, which we'll get into talking about. And most importantly, your main goal with utilizing this school is very different than any other person or any other woman that's out there. And that's just my personal opinion. So, yes, always remember when you're doing an interview, future reference, just my little take on it. Just remember to notate that you're special, because that's what people want to know. They want to know that the people that are taking care of their kids. But I haven't met you yet, so we'll see. Maybe she'll invite me to her school, even though I'm not a kid, so I can check it out. I know I'm not invited, but I get it. It's okay. But it would be nice to come and poke in and take a look. Although I don't really know where Middle Village or Whitestone is. Is that close to the city, your location?
Middle Village is about a 15-minute drive, and Whitestone is maybe a half hour, a bit more. So
nice. Okay, so it's convenient to the city.
Yes.
Okay, so gotcha. So it's easy enough to where people can be accessible as far as that goes. Can you also utilize people from Staten Island or Long Island area, or is that a little stretch? I mean, I'm just trying to get a sense of location-wise what works best.
I would say Staten Island's probably far.
Okay.
But, yeah, I would say more, that is like yeah, I would say that's far.
Okay, no, I'm gauging, because I always think to myself, yeah, you know the city, and then I get there and I get on the subway and my ass is going the wrong way. So I sometimes think I know what I'm doing, and sometimes I don't. You know what I'm saying? Also, I know that you're at the Moves and Motion Studios, which of course is in Middle Village, and then you use the Grace Church, which is in Whitestone, New York. And this is a curiosity question, again, for some of us that are what we call dance idiots. I mean, I'll dance in my kitchen to save my life, but that's me. You know, when we're talking about children and structured classes, it's a little bit different. So tell me, does the studio space versus the Grace Church space, are they comparable in size? Do you use one versus the other for specialized classes, et cetera? Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, yes. So we rent out, we rent out Grace Festival Church, and they have an upstairs auditorium that we basically have revamped into our own studio, and it's a huge, huge gymnasium-type floor, beautiful wooden spring floor, and we have portable mirrors and a big speaker, and it's just like a dance studio would be if you went into an actual dance studio. And Moves and Motions is beautiful. They have, the standardized studio mirrors, and it's close by to the bus stop. And trying to think of what else. That's really everything there.
That's okay. I'm trying to conceptualize. Right. You're trying to keep it. I'm trying to think to myself, all right, I want it to look this way or this way or this way. Because sometimes I would think if you're teaching kids certain things, you need an adequate amount of space or area, or that you're doing different things where you need to set up things. You know what I mean? So sometimes location can be important.
Both studios are great in space and size, and the flooring is great. So we're very lucky in what we found to have our classes, and our kids love it. Yeah.
Oh, I imagine so, definitely. Now, one of the things that I thought was neat is that you hold your family nights on occasion. And family nights, is that once a month, once every few months? And also, what are some of the activities or entities that you offer on those evenings?
Aside from dance classes.
Right.
Is that what you're asking?
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we've had tons of things. Well, separate from our dance classes, we have tons of performances where a lot of our kids grow closer and they build friendships further than the dance class. And, you know, it brings about a lot of morale and stuff throughout St. Patrick's Day season because it's so busy performing at event after event. And it's nice for our families, too, because all of our parents start to form some friendships. But we also have some inter-school events where we do, like, pasta night or we have movie nights. And it's really just a way to build camaraderie in the school and so that the kids aren't always, you know, just standing in the line and doing drills and dancing their feet off. And they get to enjoy each other outside of that, yet within our community. So it's actually really nice. Yeah, we're always throwing parties and things like that. We're a fun school.
Oh, nice. Oh, that is so neat. And I like the fact that things get built, meaning relationships and things like that, because parents see each other every week and it's kind of like in and out. And sometimes you can build some great friendships from that. And then your kids can kind of grow together, which is really, you know, part of this equation, I think, in my opinion. You know, kids tend to bond pretty nicely or easily at that age when they're younger. And it's nice to have the parents have that connection as well. Apparently, we have a mutual friend, Bridget O'Brien. I like that. So you know my friend Bridget. Hello? Hello? Oh, boy, kids. Apparently, it looks like I've lost Kelly somehow, and that's a rarity because that hasn't happened for a while. I feel really bad. Apparently, I've missed her call or she somehow disappeared, so I guess I'll just talk to everybody for right now. I wanted to remind everybody, Aria McKenna is going to be on tomorrow morning on the show, 10 o'clock Central Standard Time once again, which is 11 o'clock Central, or 10 a.m. Central Time, which is 11 o'clock New York City time. We're going to be hosting Aria, and I'm very excited. Very, very excited. Oh, looks like Kelly's back. Thank God. Hold on one second. Kelly, did I lose you?
I think so. I'm sorry about that. I was like, oh, no.
Oh, my God, you poor dear. No, this happens. I mean, it happens on occasion, and I don't know if it's just a difference between New York City and here, and I apologize. Goodness gracious. Okay, well, you're back. That's the important thing. I was just ad-libbing waiting for you, so it's no big deal. I noticed, and talk about this because this is bragging rights, one of your dancers made the cover of Justice catalog. That was really neat.
Yeah, really neat. Our Elise Fargo, she's a beautiful, beautiful dancer, beautiful girl inside and out, and she was doing a bit of modeling. And she made the cover, which was really cool to go to the mall and see your skin on a big banner at the Justice store.
Okay,
so
and that's
really
cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
You're like looking and thinking, I know that person, thank you very much. And it is bragging rights. That's absolutely awesome. And I think that builds their self-esteem. You know what I mean? Their ego, and not that they have egos that young, but it makes them feel good about themselves, gives them a purpose even more so, and makes them want to try harder. I like that. That's absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely
Absolutely.
without a doubt. And I found out, can we talk about Fitzpatrick Designs? Can we do a little shout out, a little info on that one, your sister?
Of course we can.
Awesome. Your sister Eileen, she's the owner of Fitzpatrick Designs. Tell everybody what that's all about in case they might be interested.
So Fitzpatrick Designs was actually created by my sister, who is an FIT graduate. That's the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City.
Right.
And she currently works for Ralph Lauren as a technical designer.
Nice.
And on the side, she makes the very elaborate Irish dancing costumes. And she has been designing since she was a teenager. And then after learning how to construct the dresses, she proceeded to start a small business where she makes the costumes. So she's made several for dancers all throughout New York and all for our school. And it's wonderful and convenient to have her, and she's brilliant. She's so good.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, does she have other places where people can come, like within the city, as far as that goes, if they want to purchase things, get things? How do we find this?
So basically, we are doing a very just low-key word-of-mouth kind of thing right now as we proceed to make a website.
Gotcha. Okay.
Very, very new. So, so she kind of just does it on the back end, but it is something that I think long-term she's going to turn into more of an entity. But, it's a very nice thing to have her as far as, you know, kids, they grow all the time, and their dresses are fit to their size, and the second they grow, those costumes don't fit anymore, and it's good to have her around to help out and
Definitely.
Yeah.
And she's family. So what better to have than that, right?
Oh, yeah. It's
absolutely
amazing.
love it.
It's slowly becoming a family thing. It's really nice.
That's awesome. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, good.
Thank
All right. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about, obviously, I see that your academy accepts children starting at the age of 4 and up. And I know that we had prefaced before how you had started at the age of 3. So talk to me a little bit, like most of us that are parents, like myself, my kids are bigger now, but when they're that little, is it easier or harder to teach them certain things, like the age of 3, 4? Because, they're first kind of tweaking themselves and learning about themselves. Is it hard to train them at that point?
Yes and no, and it really comes down to the child. Some people do approach me and ask, my child's 3 years old, could they try? And I always say, yes, try, because your 3-year-old might be, just as strong or, as mature as a 5-year-old, whereas I have some 6-year-olds who, have 4-year-olds surpassing them. So it really comes down to each and every individual child. And I have to say that age is the best age to teach it. They'll make you pee your pants. You're laughing so hard. They are so much fun. They really are. The things that come out of their mouth, the things they do, it's never a dull moment, and it's the best part of my week.
Oh, my God, that is too cute. That is so cute. That's absolutely adorable. But, no, I know, and they're so little and they're tiny, and then you dress them up, and it's like, oh, my gosh, this is so cute. Okay, I've noticed that you have, or at least from what I can offer, and you can add in addition to this, but it looks like we have the team dancing, the competitive solo dancing, and then, of course, the recreational classes. So talk to me a little bit about each one of those, and out of all 3, which do you find right now as it stands, because I don't know how many you're teaching right now, what seems to be your strongest area right now, meaning your strongest kids that are doing the best? Is it in your solo, is it in your team, or talk to us about that.
Okay, so our recreational program is for dancers who come in and either because of finance or just because of desire, they want to learn the dancing, but they don't want to make the commitment to competing, it's a very competitive thing, Irish dance, especially in New York. It's a niche market, but it's very competitive. And it's wonderful. The standard of dance is just outstanding, and it's great to be a part of. So that's our program there, and basically we build upon show dancing and weave for those dancers to highlight what they've learned without the pressure of competing. So they get to do shows, they get to perform in recitals, and things like that. Our team dancing, also known as Kelly, which is an Irish word for group dancing, that is, it kind of goes alongside, it's split in between the two. We do Kelly dancing in our shows, which is a lot of group dancing, and then we'll do more structured, traditional Kelly dancing in our competitions. And we've seen some nice success with that as well at a regional level, which is very exciting. We had a 4-hand place in the top 5 last 2 years ago, so that was really, really nice. And then obviously we have the solo dancing, which a lot of the dancers tend to do from the start. And I have to say we're split in terms of our school. About 50% of our dancers compete and 50% of our dancers are recreational. So it's a nice mix. And sometimes you see them cross over to either side. But so it's really nice. And we've seen some great competitive success as well. So it's just been a great ride.
Very nice. Well, and I wanted to ask you, are there forms of dance out there that you're not teaching right now that you want to get into at some point in time?
I don't know if I myself would teach it, but I know that we are starting to bring in outside dance teachers to help our current Irish dancers cross-train. So so it's kind of fun because, there are certain elements of your body that you can't use, like you can't move your upper body or your arms. So you need core strength, and you need endurance and things like that. So we're bringing in outside conditioning teachers for that. So that is something I'm very excited about adding to our program.
Nice, very nice. Now, speaking of, obviously, competitions, I know that you participated in the 2015 North American Irish Dance Championship. Now, that's in Providence, of course. Also in the Montreal World Irish Dance Championship, where you placed 27 out of 177 dancers, which is awesome. Tell me how your girls do as far as these championships or competitions, because obviously it's got to be kind of scary for them. Exciting, but yet scary. And are you pleased or satisfied with the work that they did while competing?
Well, I'm always proud of them no matter what. You have you have adjudicators watching them dance, and they offer their opinion, and some days it's really, really great, and some days, you know, you turn around and go, okay, back to the drawing board, you didn't have the best day. And I think that's the best thing about this in a world where everybody gets a trophy at the sporting event. It's a nice life lesson for children to turn around and go, okay, I worked hard and I got what I got, and I deserved it, or vice versa. And, you know, it definitely is leading forward into, like, their adult lives. But aside from that, I would have to say that, you know, the results we bring in, we have a major every couple of months. And, you know, sometimes it's great all the way through. Sometimes you'll have a dancer that does outstanding and then a couple that do okay. So it really comes down to the individual. And but at the end of the day, whatever they do, I'm proud of them. And once that competition's over, it's back to the drawing board and you're starting all over. So it's a vicious cycle.
I imagine so. And plus, too, obviously, how much preparation goes into how much prep work is involved with getting into before you actually get there, where you say, okay, today's competition day? How much prep time or how much lead time do you need to get everybody prepared and ready?
Oh, wow. Well, our dancers train all year round, but then the intensity increases, maybe leading in 2 to 3 months prior to each major. Our dancers will take class 3 to 4 to 5 times a week, and that's just class. Some of them even take private lessons, and then they're practicing every day at home. So the regiment and the time management that they need between that and school and other extracurriculars is just tremendous. But they astound me, and they pull it off. And then I remind myself I did it years ago, too. So there's not as much sympathy when that happens.
It's a lot. I mean, it is a lot, I imagine.
It is, but I think it's very rewarding to be on stage and to just put everything out there after months and months and even years of training. And, that alone is very rewarding. And then to get a result at the end of the day that's just beyond what you expected is just the icing on top. So it's really a great experience.
It is neat.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, definitely. And some of the performances, just to highlight, you've been at Carnegie Hall, you've been to City Hall, you've been to Ellis Island. Do you envision going outside of network, meaning like Pennsylvania, let's say Philly, because Philly's not that far away, or Lancaster, Pennsylvania? Are you going to eventually start to branch out and take them to closer states necessarily? Because I know obviously you've done Montreal and Rhode Island, but is it your intent or one of your long-range goals to keep stretching out?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Right now, we're very happy with the program we're building, and they're great locations that we're at, and the families and the community is great. But I think long term, everybody would love to expand and go further and see what else the world has to offer. So I think, of course, that would be an option. But right now, we're very, very happy in New York.
And that's nice. And there's a lot of opportunity there. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's not like you run dry in terms of being able to go here or here. July, performed for the Mets, the New York Mets, which is kind of awesome. Never seen the New York Mets.
Year for us.
Gosh. Oh, I believe that. And obviously, I assume you get thousands and thousands of people that are watching and all that good stuff. As far as that goes and that sort of thing, now you did it at the start of the game or in between the game, or how exactly was that all figured out?
The best part about that night is that it's at the start. So the kids come early, they perform, mom and dad takes pictures, they're on the field, they see the players. It's a wonderful, wonderful night. One of the pitchers was high-fiving some of the girls. They couldn't even catch their breath. They were like, oh, my gosh. And then afterwards, they change, and they're enjoying a night at the ball game with their families and friends. And it's one of the best nights of the year for our school, and I think for everyone individually. Thank you. Yeah, it's so nice.
That's absolutely awesome. Well, and of course, obviously, I want to ask you, do you compete yourself now? Do you still dance, etc.? Are you still part of that?
So when I opened the school, I was a certified dancing teacher, and you have to take a extensive exam to become one. And once you pass it, you're no longer allowed to compete. So my competition days are over. But
now, does that make you feel bad? I mean, are you kind of like bummed that you can't do it anymore?
Well, I'm very old, and so are my knees, so I don't think they would allow me they would allow me to do it anyway. So I enjoy the experience with the kids, and I love offering them guidance because everything they go through, I have been through, and I'm still young enough to be in touch with that. So I know that they turn to me a lot for advice and things like that. And so that's the nice part that I can offer as an outsider, yet was an insider, you know?
Sure.
So
I totally get it. It's just funny the way she says that. I'm old. Yeah, I'm 29 and I'm old. Thanks. Yeah, no, I'm old.
My
47.
knees might as
Thanks.
well be like.
God, I'm old. Sure you are. Okay, thanks a lot. No, but I understand what you mean in terms of your occupation and that sort of thing. I can imagine, obviously, there is a time span or a shelf life, for lack of a better term, in terms of being able to do things like that. But I will admit, Kit, that she has won her medals, both in All Ireland and World Championships, both. Obviously, so you come well rewarded in many areas, so I'm sure you don't feel too terribly bad about it. Now, I just want to turn real quickly to the personal side of things. Yes, she's single. I found that out because I was creeping on you. What up with that? You're too talented and popular to be single. Why are you single? And you live in New York City. There's like 8 million guys there. What up with that? What's happening?
Well, that's the point, isn't it? Just keep the options open.
I know that, but I'm like, oh my gosh, you should see all these cute little pictures of yourself. I'm like, it's not possible for you to be single. I'm sorry, I just don't believe that. Not buying it. Just not buying it. They're probably like going to places and like, look at my great friend Kelly, she's so awesome. No, seriously, I find that intriguing. I'm like, I don't get it. Okay, well, I guess she's single.
Well, thanks. You and my mom are very much alike in that aspect.
Yeah, that's probably because I am a mom. So I'm like, yeah, totally. She totally is. And, oh, my God, you like Mad Men. I already loved you the minute I saw that because I was watching Mad Men last night at 12:30. I couldn't sleep.
Is it not the best show?
To this day, I'm always
trying to find something better. Ugh.
Right? Donald Draper? That's all you got to say. You just have to say Donald Draper. It doesn't matter about the show. It doesn't really matter about anything else. It's all about the Draper factor. And I'd like to think I'm kind of a female Donald Draper. Well, kind of. Some of those things I don't do, but I'm like, I'd kind of like to think that I'm that. No, it's an amazing show. Absolutely love that. I love that you like Drumline because that's one of my favorite movies too. I think that's absolutely awesome. And I love the Dixie Chicks because I know that you like them too. And why? Because they got a big mouth. And I have a big mouth, but I'm sure you've noticed that. They're just awesome. I mean, she laughs through the whole interview, kids. No, it's true though. I think they're absolutely, absolutely amazing. And listen to this. These are actually 2 Julie quotes. I'm going to quote you now. And why? Because I think these are so awesome. These are 2 of the things about you that I like. I wish I knew magic. She said that once. I'm like, I wish I knew magic. I wish I knew magic like every 5 minutes. I'm like, because my life is a conundrum. And I'm like, boom, let's just pull the wand out. And she also said, I thought I might trick you up a little bit on this. Is it unlucky to throw away money? I accidentally threw 2 pennies in the trash. She just so matter of factly like, is it unlucky? It's like a black dark cloud going to follow me because I threw 2 pennies. It's just like, I get the sense that you like to not make fun of yourself, but you like to be ha-ha, funny. You kind of walk around and make your own levity, so to speak, which I thought was so killer. I'm like, she owns a business and she's funny and she's cute. How cool is that?
Well, thank you. I feel like you have a hidden talent in reading people on Facebook.
Well, I am told that I have a hidden talent in reading people, which is kind of like when I first got into radio, I'm like, yeah, I'm a writer. That's what I do. I'm like, dude, can you picture me on the radio? I'm not like Howard Stern. I'm so not a radio personality. And then like 4 years ago, somebody was like, you should try this. And I'm like, okay, if I can write, as long as I can write, because I write all my scripts and such, I'll be fine. And then I got into it, and I'm like, okay, fine. And you're friends with Bridget O'Brien, yes, and I'm friends with Bridget O'Brien. And as a good friend would, she's always been very good in encouraging me and telling me, you can do this or you can do this. She's a very empowering person, so kudos to that. A lot of people have really pushed me. And, yeah, I'm told that I read people really well. And then some people come on my show and they laugh like you, and then some people cry. Because I'm so touching, and they're like, oh, my God, she just got me. It's like that got me moment. So, yeah, so I was hoping this morning when you came on my show that you wouldn't think it's, like, totally serious the whole time. Because, yes, we are promoting your business, and we're talking about serious things. But I don't want you to, like, be all nervous and, like, okay, you'll see what I mean. And if I pop by your studio, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm, like, the most laid-back, easiest person in the whole wide world. See?
Well, I hope you do one day.
Well, oh, wow, it only took 40 minutes for her to invite me. Of course. I would love to come and see that. That would be absolutely amazing. I'm always looking for I mean, the problem is when you run into New York City, it's literally running. It's like you get there and you're like, oh, my God, I have like 50 million things to do. And then I have so many new friends now, so many new things that I have to try. I would have to plan it out with you like 3 weeks ahead of time just so I could pop in because it's like there's not enough time. And you New Yorkers run. Like from point A to point B. Do you ever notice that? You run everywhere. It drives me nuts.
It's true, but to us it's only walking, so.
Well, right. And not only that, you mad mug everyone. I don't know if you guys know this. I've been mad mugged 8,000 times. It's like people don't even smile at you. And I'm from the Midwest. And I'm like, can you look at me? And they totally don't even look at me. And I'm like, ouch. Apparently I'm not all that. But you know what I'm talking about, right? It's like, oh, my God, what did I ever do to you? Kind of sucks. But I'm getting used to it. I'm going to live there eventually. Right. Well, and I'm not going to lie to you because we're both single, so I can say this. Good God, you people got beat with the beauty stick. I mean, there's some damn good-looking people in New York, and I ain't lying about that. I'm not going to lie. I mean, you're good look. You people are just good-looking, and I literally believe my husband's in New York, walking around right now. Somebody told me I was the Carrie Bradshaw of New York. Only I'm from Wisconsin, so I'm like, that'd be awesome because I met the real Mr. Big very quickly, and I was like, oh my God, I would love to spend the rest of my life with that person. But yeah, you guys have a lot of really nice. I love
that is
your
really
city.
awesome, and to be called Carrie Bradshaw in any way, shape, or form is the biggest compliment. So now I really need to meet you.
Yeah, and I don't know why they're calling me Carrie Bradshaw because I don't talk about relationships because I suck at them, and I don't talk about sex either because yeah. But I am a writer.
So it must be your fashion sense.
Yes, that is. Well, take a look on my Facebook page. You'll see that people think I have an endless closet, and I'm like, no, dude, I don't. I just am like really self-conscious when I take pictures. So I feel like if I don't have a dress on, I'll feel weird. So yeah, but no, I mean, so well, ask Bridget sometime. She'll tell you I'm quite the crack up. I'm a nut in a good way. I'm like nutty in a good way, not like psycho. I'm just kind of funny. So before I forget, there's just a couple of things that we need to do here. I want to remind everybody once again, it's called the Fitzpatrick Academy of Irish Dance. Obviously, of course, Kelly is on Facebook, but it's Kelly Fitz, it's not Fitzpatrick, just so you people know. They also have a website, which is fitzpatrickacademy.com. That's where you can register for classes, learn about all the different offerings that she has, find out a bit about Kelly and the family nights and the events and everything that's upcoming. And their Facebook page is also the same name, which is Fitzpatrick Academy of Irish Dance. So I also noticed that some of your performances are also on YouTube. Is there any place else that we can find you on social media?
As of now, that's it. Oh, and we do have an Instagram.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I did not know that. And what is that?
That's just Fitzpatrick Irish Dance. So it's easy enough to remember. There's no academy in there.
Got it. Okay, because we don't want to forget about that, obviously. Okay, and now in terms of my other question, which is, do you have upcoming events or things that are going on or things that you want to promote that might be coming up or that you know of?
Well, we just opened up registration for our fall classes in our 2016-2017 school year. So we'll be busy coordinating that over the next couple of weeks. And then our next major event, the dancing competition, that's on Thanksgiving weekend. So we already started preparations for that. And and it's just a whole another year of starting all over again.
Oh my gosh, that is absolutely awesome. It is. It's absolutely awesome. And it's been wonderful. Now, wasn't this fun? See, and 40 minutes went by just like that. See, I try to make it very easy for you. You don't have to get like too pressured or whatever have you. I hope that you've enjoyed yourself. I hope that this will hopefully get like 75 people more in the door because I'm so excited about that. And you have to promise me that when I Facebook you and say, I'm coming to New York, that you at least make 5 minutes, because I would feel completely dissed if I didn't get an opportunity to walk into your establishment and see all these beautiful children. I am a huge believer in people like yourself, anyone that takes the time to try to educate little minds and to try to make them better people who are better from the inside out. It's very important to me, and I think that dance is one of the most magical components because it brings that little part of you on the inside out. So congratulations. You should be patted on the back. What you do is a very necessary and important thing. And if no one's told you lately, I'm thanking you for the New York community. You're important and you're vital and you touch lives, and that matters. And that's why I was so nervous to talk to you, because I don't know that I have done that yet. I'm inspiring, but your work with children's amazing, so you should be proud of yourself.
Well, thank you very much, and you are more than welcome to pop in anytime. I look forward to meeting you in the flesh. And
awesome.
Wear your best Carrie Bradshaw outfit, please.
I will do that. Now, if only you had a martini glass and you had some Dolce & Gabbana shoes, everything would be lovely. But I don't even do Dolce & Gabbana. I do vintage shops. Who am I trying to get? But I'm trying, little by little. Yes, definitely. And thank you so much, dear, for taking the time to come on the show. I do appreciate that. Without you guys, without guests, I wouldn't have anything. Anytime, and you have an open invite, certainly. If something comes up, if you want to promote something, just let me know, and we can certainly find a spot for you.
Will do. Thank you. It was great talking to you.
Wonderful. Have a great weekend, dear.
You too. Bye.
All righty. Bye-bye. Okay, kids, that was the wonderful Kelly. I can't talk. You notice this is why I don't do radio in the morning, because I can't talk. Kelly Fitzpatrick. Name of the establishment, once again, is Fitzpatrick Academy of Irish Dance. Again, she has both a Facebook presence for herself, which is Kelly, and it's Fitz, F-I-T-Z, and the actual Facebook page for her business, Fitzpatrick Academy of Irish Dance. FitzpatrickAcademy.com is the actual website again, so go ahead and check there for classes, information on her, along with all upcoming events. They can be found on YouTube for their performances, and of course, as she had mentioned, the Instagram is Fitzpatrick Irish Dance. Thank you so much to all my fans and my followers that have supported her today, as well as me. I want to remind everybody one more time, Aria McKenna is coming on my show tomorrow morning, and again, that's another 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, because I have children tomorrow, and they're going to just love that. 11 o'clock New York time. We're going to be talking to Aria. I've met Aria in person in New York City, and I know her best from being an actress. But one of the reasons she wants to come on my show is she's promoting one of the things that's most important to her is that she wishes to work with one of her all-time idols, which, of course, would be Al Gore. We're going to talk about the campaign that she has launched to try to make that happen, actually. And she is also the founder of the Global Cooling Project.net, which we're going to talk about. And, of course, all of her acting, as well as Paul Rudd, which is one of the main reasons, actor Paul Rudd, which is why she got into what she's doing. So 10 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow morning. Please tune in to listen to the both of us. I thank you guys so much, and I'll see you on the air tomorrow.
What you doing?
Ran out of space on my phone, so I'm deleting some stuff. By singing dog. By goal.
I pronounce you.
By wedding ceremony.
Stop. At Metro PCS, you get 2 free phones with twice as much memory.
Really?
Don't say bye to your memories. Switch to Metro PCS and get 2 free LG K20 Plus phones with 32 gigs when you switch 2 lines. Metro PCS. Wireless. Figured out. Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included in phone price. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions.
What you doing?
Ran out of space on my phone, so I'm deleting some stuff. By singing dog. By goal.
I pronounce you.
By wedding ceremony.
Stop. At Metro PCS, you get 2 free phones with twice as much memory.
Really?
Don't say bye to your memories. Switch to Metro PCS and get 2 free LG K20 Plus phones with 32 gigs when you switch 2 lines. Metro PCS. Wireless. Figured out. Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included in phone price. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions.